Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope folks in chat are having a fantastic day. And for those of you who have come back to hang out again, I hope you're looking forward to another tabletop stream. So before we get started with all the tabletop action, I just wanted to give a quick schedule update for folks. As you all probably know or can guess, this channel is pretty new. So I'm still kind of finding my footing in terms of a regular schedule. I'm liking this Thursday time. I think these tabletop streams are going to stick around. But at least for the next 2 weeks, the Sunday gaming streams are not going to happen. So we'll keep doing the Thursday times, but I have a conflict this Sunday. And next Sunday, I'm actually going to be at FanimeCon. So I'll be doing some convention stuff and cosplaying. That'll be really fun. But I won't be able to run the stream that day, unfortunately. I'm really hoping to get a bonus tabletop stream in this Saturday. Do a little bit of playtesting for a game I really like called The Old King's Crown. So keep your eye out for that. We'll see what we can do about next weekend as well. But just wanted to give a heads up in case you're looking for those Sunday streams. I would like to continue doing them, but I do have conflicts these next 2 weekends, and I'll just have to reevaluate if that time continues to make sense. But that's not really our focus for today. We're going to be doing another tabletop stream, like I mentioned. In fact, if you've heard any salacious rumors that it may or may not be Torby time, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is, in fact, Torby time. We're going to be playing a little bit more Wingspan today. We're going to be keeping it nice and chill. And if you have questions about the game, feel free to sound off in the chat, but I'm going to go ahead and start looking for a table. We'll see, honestly, if we get some... Hey, Liari, thanks for joining us again. Yes, I know you're a big Wingspan fan, so I was hoping you might join again. How are you doing? And Drifter, I see your question as well. What's your question? What's the best bird? That is such a hard question. Do you mean best like as in the best card in the game? Or the one who I think is the best boy? Okay, so the best card in the game is pretty indisputably the Common Raven and the Chihuahuan Raven. They're both really good. Their power is just kind of broken in base game, which is why we're playing a format where those cards are removed from the deck, along with a couple of really overtuned ones. So the Ravens... they're actually the only card to be officially banned by Stonemaier Games as well, because the Oceania expansion just makes them even better. So Stonemaier has actually officially banned them, so if you play online in the digital app, they're actually banned from online play. So I think I gotta give it to the Ravens. Yeah, I love Stonemaier. Maybe not the best game balance I've ever seen in the world in a lot of their projects. But yes, the Ravens are probably the best. But my favorite little guy... oh, that's really hard. But I think I have to give it to the California Quail, at least in the base cards. Like, they're just, like... they're little guys, they just bob around. They have funny little head feathers. I love everything about them. I wish it was a better card. It's actually much better in the Oceania format, which I like a lot. So I actually played a great game with California Quail the other day. Managed to meet my girlfriend, which is a prodigious feat. My girlfriend is very good at this game. I'm hoping to stream some couples matches at some point. Y'all can see me go toe-to-toe with her. But yes, Drifter, I completely agree with you. If anyone in this chat has ever played Sight, which is another Stonemaier game, Rusviet, one of the factions in that game, is very strong. I would say a great deal stronger than most others. So, balancing games is hard. I like to give folks the benefit of the doubt. Stonemaier always makes really fun games and really pretty games, but maybe not necessarily the best balance, especially kind of the older ones. Liari, I'm glad to see you're doing okay, getting through the week okay, and we're super happy to have you join us again. I feel like, honestly, especially through the pandemic, like, a lot of tabletop development stuff has gone online. Like, people do more in Tabletop Simulator and that sort of thing. And I think that's led to better playtesting and balancing in games. Like, my impression is perhaps before everything went completely remote, like, people mostly did it in person, and it's probably just hard to get the, like, throughput of games, like, that you need to actually balance properly from just doing it in person. I mean, I'm kind of talking out of my butt here, just because, well, I'm like an amateur game designer. I've never actually gone through extensive playtesting for a project that I've worked on, but I think, because even like Somair's more recent games, I think are better balanced, and my assumption is that kind of moving stuff online has really helped with that. Alright, folks, I have exciting news. We have found a game, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Let me shift us into full screen mode. Yeah, Drifter, I totally agree. I mean, Scythe was, I think, really the game that put them on the map. Or you could also definitely argue Wingspan was the game that really, really put them on the map. And I'm guessing they probably just have more resources after having those two huge successes. Alright, let's take a moment and look at our draft here. So, birds in grasslands, total birds, and eggs in these nest types. So right off the bat, Wildlife Gardener seems like a good play because it's going to synergize well with this round end goal. I don't like Passerine Specialist that much. I find this tends to be a bit of a trap in terms of not being worth the effort to get all those points. So we're going to focus on getting birds out, laying a lot of eggs. It's going to be a pretty egg-heavy game. A Star Nest is going to be pretty strong, so Chimney Swift feels good. Red Crossbill, decent early play in the forest, if we can get a reroll. And the Bluebird is really tempting, because that allows us to just like burst birds out in the egg lane. What's in the tray? Kestrel. I'm gonna take the Bluebird, just because we'll be able to get the fruit pretty easily early on. And we'll keep everything except a fish and a rodent. And and a seed. I think the Chimney Swift will be more helpful to get out early, because we can pivot that between the forest and the wetlands as needed. Alright. So that's going to be our starting hand, and we're going to go with Wildlife Gardener, although these three are all Passerine. I believe this one is too. No, this one's not. I think Wildlife Gardener is going to be the better play. I usually like to pick bonus cards with at least... Well, some bonus cards are just good enough to be worth picking on their own, but if I'm going for one of these nest type ones, I like to at least make sure that it's synergizing with a round end goal. Otherwise, once again, it can kind of lead you astray. My opponent plays a nice cheap bird in the forest that is just simply a classic starting move. I'm gonna pick up a fruit. Liari, you have excellent choice in preferred strategy and birds. Those are some of my absolute favorite birds from the Europe expansion. And as far as playstyles go, I'm all about the tucking engines. I find them really fun, especially in person when you're just like stacking up like a huge, massive thing of cards. It's just like the best time. I'll be honest, I could really use the maned duck right now. I wish it was in the base game. But we're gonna hope for an invertebrate or seed so we can get one of these forest birds out. Perfect. I'm gonna pick up the invertebrate so that we can get the chimney swift going. Well, Drifter, have you ever played with the Oceania expansion? It's the one that introduces nectar into the game. It rebalances the game pretty heavily to favor food engines. So, if you own this game, in any form, digital, physical, whatever, you would probably really enjoy the Oceania expansion. I actually haven't spent too much time trying to get the achievements for the digital app. That actually might be a fun like stream idea, is try to see how many of those achievements I can get. I'd have to look and see how many I even have, because I mostly play it on my Switch, honestly. If I'm playing on PC, I'm typically playing Board Game Arena. Alright, looking at this, we have an opportunity to grab a reroll, so we're gonna do that. Pick up a seed for this crossbill. We're gonna move the chimney swift down here. Oh, nice, you got them all? That's awesome. Were any particularly hard to get? So our plan here is we're gonna lay eggs. Oh, okay, that's great. That's really helpful. Now I want to get the chimney swift out of there. I want to get the coot down. I think I'm still going to stick with my original plan. We're going to lay eggs, draw 2 cards, bump this back to the forest, and then probably play the coot. We'll see what we draw. Wouldn't mind drawing that. Yeah, I feel like Birdnado's the one where you have to play like a full board, right? Swallow is an excellent... Oh my gosh. Every time that fakes me out, I keep... 180 points in the game. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that... I don't know that I've ever scored that high. I mean, Oceania would definitely make that more doable, but oh my goodness. You need a lot of generous powers, I feel like, to get that. Do I bluebird into bluebird? That would be funny. I'm gonna take one from the deck. Let's see what we got. That's a decent play. We're definitely gonna sacrifice an egg to pick up another, though. Grab the kestrel. We're gonna move this back up to the forest. All 3 analyst cards in the same game? Jeez. Do you need to maximize your score with them? Or just score them? Okay, that's not as bad, but still definitely tricky. For folks who haven't played the Oceania expansion, the analyst cards are extra bonus cards that come with that expansion. And they require either ascending or descending wingspans in certain habitats. They are definitely a little bit tricky to get done, honestly. Alright, let's re-roll this. Let's see if we can get a rodent. No rodent. Okay. And no seed? Oh, this is a tough reroll. Alright, we're gonna pick up an invertebrate. I might have to punt on this early goal. We'll have to see. I ultimately am gonna ditch the kestrel. Then I can get the coot and the heron out. I'm gonna keep you right where you are. I can get the coot and the heron out and start to get better card draw. So right now, the person with the kingfisher is at a big advantage here. I mean, big star nest. That's not a bad position to be in, but I've just got to look at some more cards, honestly. And we'll play that green heron next turn. Yeah, honestly, not a huge loss on skipping this round 1. Ooh, burrowing owl. I'm probably going to draw that if that comes around to me. That would be really good. Big star nest. Really help with both of these. Help with wildlife gardener as well. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to come around to me. Yeah, that's a good point, Liari. Like, you have to get those 3 bonus cards at all. Oh my gosh, that does sound quite tough to set up. Blue Jay, eh. Possibly bunting would be good. And the grosbeak's the right nest type too. I'm gonna stick to my guns here and play the heron. A good play. Big bull nest. Just looking at the food I have right now, I'm actually set up decently to play this bunting, so I think I should try to pick that up. Blue Jay's also a bull nest, so it's not a bad option. Bird feeders. Okay, bird feeder's much better now. I don't think I want the grosbeak. So I'm gonna draw from deck, and if I don't like one of them, then I will pick up the bunting. Alright, we're gonna do a little exchange. What are you buying? What are you selling? And we're gonna pick up the seed we need, the schneed we need to feed. Yeah, Liari, I totally hear that. I am thinking about doing a series in the future. I don't know if you know the game Flamecraft, but I feel like you might enjoy it if you haven't heard of it. It's a really cute, like, dragon-themed, engine builder-y kind of game. And there's a whole, like, solo mode with all these achievements and stuff. And I'm thinking about doing some streams and trying to get all the solo mode achievements, because I like started that at one point with the physical game, but really never got around to finishing it. I feel like it'd be really fun. Alright, we need to lay eggs. Oh yeah, no worries. It's called Flamecraft. I'll drop the name in the chat. It's a really cute game. I've been petitioning on their Discord to get it moved on to Board Game Arena. I would absolutely play it a ton if it did. Get the grosbeak out first. I think I'm just gonna have to be content to lock the Swift in there. Ugh, I really wish it was on BGA or Steam. Pretty lucky in that I have a group of like folks IRL that I get to play board games with fairly frequently, but even then it's just tough to get a lot of stuff played. We've been playing a lot of Oath, Chronicles of Empire and Exile, which is it's a Cole Whirly game with a lot of rules, but it's been really fun. For any fans of Root out there, which I am definitely a fan of Root, Oath is very fun. Focusing back in on the game here, we've got 3 turns left to get as many eggs in Bold Nest as possible. My opponents... Okay, you can cap out at a lot, but I might be able to burst eggs faster if I get the bunting out. So we'll pick up a seed. Pick up the fish to get the reroll. Actually, we're gonna ideally get a seed or fruit. Yeah, okay. Pick up the seed, pick up the fish, and reroll, and hope we can pick up a fruit from the grosbeak. All right, no fruit. Bummer. Okay. We'll take more seed. kind of a tough position to get this going. With no fruit. Suppose I could use the green heron to convert some fruit. That might not be the worst idea, honestly. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Ooh, or they just left us a reroll. I think we're gonna let RNGesus take the wheel just one more time. Just one more time. Let's hope for some fruit. Alright, perfect. So we'll take the invertebrate we need. We'll get the fruit for free. I guess we'll just pick up another fish. Unfortunately, that still puts us behind on eggs, but there was not a great chance that we were going to beat that player, honestly. So, we'll see if we can snag a second place, perhaps? Ugh, with the burrowing owl. Probably not happening either. Actually pretty content to just let them continue to tie for first place. In the meantime, I think I'm just gonna take more food. Call me crazy. But I would really like to get what I need to play that bluebird. And we'll get there via doubles. That's fine. I gotta watch my timer. I have been chatting quite a bit. But yeah, we're gonna rock a double play bluebird into bunting here. And then lay a bunch of eggs on these platform nests. We're doing okay on Wildlife Gardener. Oh, this person is spamming my chat. Sec. Sorry about that, folks. We haven't gotten too much spam here, thankfully, thus far, but I suppose there's a first time for everything. You know, honestly, I'll take the Trumpeter Swan. I can probably get that out if the Crossbill and Blue Jay give me what I need. For now, though, we are going to take some food. We realize eggs. Lay those eggs. We'll get these birds played into the forest. And that'll get me pretty far along on Wildlife Gardener. Catbird's kind of a interesting acquisition. I could use that to really blitz eggs with the Lazuli bunting at the end of the game. To pick up that catbird. Says Phoebe actually synergizes pretty well with this build too. Honestly, just depends on what food I can get my hands on at this point. From deck and probably exchange using the American Coot. Hawk. Ah, there he is. My favorite little guy, the California Quail. I love him. We're gonna trade in that fish. Invertebrate. This is probably not getting played. We'll do the catbird. Trying to get back into the positive on time here. It's a little tough when you don't have just like an immediate game plan of what you want to do. But it's looking like Crossbill, Catbird, Phoebe, Swan. Probably try to get those done by the end. Lay some eggs. Try to load up these platform nests as much as we can. It does benefit my opponents in letting them lay an egg on Star Nest, but I think that's okay. They're going to be doing that anyway. Angry at me. Hold on one sec. Fixed our technical difficulties here. Sometimes, I don't know, it might just be my internet's not great, which hopefully it's fine and the stream's working okay, but sometimes BGA just does that. Luckily, I have some patient opponents here who are giving me a little bit of flexibility on the timer. Bird. Probably not worth the play at this point. I don't really have that many strong bonus cards lined up. But I'll take an extra card to burn. definitely a pretty heavy focus on eggs this game. So it would have been nice to build out my egg lane a little bit better. Tough bird feeder rolls can definitely be rough in this game. A few more fruit early, and that would have been really nice to get that eastern bluebird out. But we're still hanging in there, folks. I don't think anyone's really built an insane engine at this point. Says Phoebe's going to be a pretty good point bomb, and I'm hoping I might be able to win this last round end goal. That's really what I'm going to be trying to do, is just play a bunch of birds and win this last round end goal. Max out my bonus card, get some eggs out there. It'll be a good time. It's a good feeder for me too. What I'm trying to think through right now is if the Vireo is worth picking up. I don't think it is. Well, there's all the fruit. Okay, we'll clear this out and try for a reroll. That's a little better. Pick up an... yeah. Normally... Hey! Did you hear it was Torby time? Did you hear those salacious rumors that it may or may not be Torby time? Because you heard correct. Because it is Torby time. Except sadly our friend Reggie from Freebirds has not showed up in this game. He's probably going back in time to do something. Drifter, are you not a huge Freebirds fan? Did you not like it when they went back in time to the first Thanksgiving? I'm just kidding. It's clearly a terrible movie. Ribbit, I wish you the best of luck with your mission. Truly. But does that mean you have a time machine? I won't tell anyone. I've got to go back in time to put better food rolls on the menu for this game. I think this highlights some of the struggles of trying to play a food-focused strategy in base Wingspan. You really are just at the beck and call of the bird feeder. I like the way Europe addressed it, though, with just some better food gaining powers. Because I do think food engines situationally can be quite good, but it's just a little fickle to try to pull off with the power set that's available in the core game. And that. That'll leave us with enough gas in the tank to play the Saves Phoebe. Is gonna be worth it, because that will get us to the top rank here. Folks, I hate to say it, but this may not have been our game. This is not feeling like a dub. Honestly, what happens when you do not do well on those round end goals? I'm gonna try to prioritize that a little bit better next game. See, we might have been able to carve out a respectable second place, or not. That's a good omnivore export board. And honestly, respectable game, doing so well on such an egg-focused like slate of goals without actually doing much egg spam. That's good stuff. Wow, 81. 87. Yeah, makes sense. Let's see if we can beat 80. I think we might be able to. Okay, we'll take second place. That wasn't too bad. That was a little bit of a tricky game, honestly. Elo taking a little bit of a hit there. We're gonna see if we can find another game. I won't make everyone stare at the Finding Game screen while we do that, though. So, Ribbit, how's your day been? Thank you for joining us again. It's super cool to see you. We got another game. Let's see if we can bring home a dub this time. So, looking at our starting hand, I mean, the Cowbird's great with a bunch of Bull Nests. Platform Nest doesn't synergize well with anything here. So, I'm probably gonna choose Star Nest, definitely. Start with these three birds. I actually really like... Ooh, the Carolina Red actually is great early. I'm gonna start with a Wren. The Tern will give us a nest for the Cowbird. Yeah, that's feeling pretty good. So... we'll keep a fruit to play the Wren and a fish to play the Tern. Then we'll work our way towards getting that Cowbird out. Bird counter isn't great, but we can probably squeeze at least 2 points out of it. Pick up something decent with the tucking power. That's gonna be the hope anyway. We're gonna get this Wren played first off, though. Just immediately get some good card draw, which is great. Pick up this Nuthatch. Big fan. We'll see if we have better luck with the Bluebird. The Bluebird was not lucky for us last game, but we're gonna give him another shot. Ooh, the Towie is a great get. My opponents picked that up. I certainly will be if it comes back around to me. Yeah, no kidding. Towie, I think, is actually, in base game, it's one of the best cards in the game. I mean, it's cheap. It gives you food for laying eggs. It powers up a bunch of other really strong cards. It's not nearly as good in the expansion games, but Towie is pretty much always an insta-pick for me if I'm playing base game. No lie. And playing it in the grasslands, of course, is absolutely the way to go. The other thing I'm going to be trying to keep more in mind this game is the rule of 5, which I talked about a little bit last time. But it's basically the idea that mathematically most of these cards are balanced around scoring 5 points per spoot. Oh my god, I cannot talk. Per food spent. So it's really only worth playing a card if you think you can get 5 points out of it, either by laying eggs on it, activating its power to score points, things like that. It's a really good heuristic to just kind of do card valuation, which I think is really the biggest skill that this game tests, is just knowing, you know, what cards are good when, and what you should prioritize drawing, playing, or trashing. I think the best players of Wingspan are pretty efficient in what they play and making sure that they're maximizing the value of what they're doing. I would like to get the Nuthatch out next. Nothing in that tray is that exciting, and we have Nuthatch food, so that's great. I don't think we need to discard quite yet. So we'll lay eggs, we'll get that Nuthatch out, and then probably just spend some time drawing cards, seeing what we get. So I was digging around an old Google Drive at work today. Obviously, I don't do this full time. I work at just a normal 9-to-5 job. And I've worked at the same company. All right, catch you later, Ribbit. Thanks for stopping by. I've worked at the same company for a long time, and I found an old performance review from 6 years ago, and it was just kind of a trip going back and reading that. I don't know. So much has changed since 6 years ago. And I was just like, why have they kept this around, honestly? The company's been acquired multiple times. But at the same time, it was kind of nice, because I feel like I've grown a lot since 6 years ago. So that was a little weird thing that I was dealing with today. Okay, we're gonna get that Nuthatch out. For all of you people of culture who remember the Nut Shack, whenever we play this in our household, we have to go, "It's the Nuthatch." And for all of you people who had forgotten about the Nut Shack, I'm sorry for bringing that up. I regret it. All right, play bird. We'll get the nuthatch out here. Opponent's boards. I mean, the Barn Swallow is an excellent early play. Big Star Nest. Sparrow is not bad either, especially for that third round end goal. I think at this point, I'm probably gonna try to gun for that second round end goal. I think that's the best thing that I can do right now. Not great options in the bird feeder, so we're just gonna draw some cards. Ooh, Robin is an amazing draw. That's fantastic. That is the best news I've heard all day. Keep. Let's look at a few more cards. Bobolink. Nah, not that great. Ah, the Hoobie Wooby. We will ditch the Bobolink because we want Bullness. Cool. Oh man, this Robin, this is really great. I am really happy I drew this. It really goes to show, at least in this game, card wealth is very important. It's very easy to ignore. I missed that. I was not in full screen. It's very easy to ignore, but if you just, especially if you don't start with much, that's fantastic. Just spending that first round looking for good stuff can really bail out a bad game. I find, anyway. That's my preferred strategy. Looking at our rule of 5, we're doing okay so far. Granted, we actually fill these up with eggs, which wouldn't be the worst thing to do. We're doing okay so far. But yeah, let's grab some Robin food. Grab the fruit, because we could bluebird into the Robin. That would be really great. Although we'd need an extra egg to do that, so I think I'm probably just going to go ahead and play the Robin. Save the bluebird, maybe bluebird into cowbird in round 2. Nice, another star nest, that's good for them. The Towie. Forest Towie is an interesting choice. Honestly, I feel like a huge part of the strength of this card is the fact that it could go in the grasslands. Especially combining that with a tuck and draw. I mean, you're getting food, you're getting cards. That's a really good grasslands engine. And unsurprisingly, nobody is going for the sets of eggs. Gold. That one, it's just really hard to set up round 1. Typically not worth the effort, honestly. Another big star nest. Okay. I see you. I see you. honestly might be the kind of game where we just go fully degenerate, build a board with a bunch of eggs, and then lay all those eggs. That's kind of feeling like the direction we might be going. I'd like to pick up that blackbird, though, if I get the opportunity. So it is a tucking bird. Alright, no chance at picking up that tucking bird, unfortunately. And not a great bird feeder either. Honestly, I like the hooded warbler, but I don't think I'm crazy about it at this point in time. So I think I'm gonna start cycling cards and see if we can find something even better. Well, I think that's arguably better. Star Nest is really nice. But still not crazy enough about it. Okay, it's a better bird feeder. I think really the question is, can I get the bluebird out this round? Is the bird feeder going to cooperate? This is cowbird food. That's good. So worst comes to worst, we at least get the cowbird out, which is great. We can start laying nests on the robin and the forcer's turn. So people are going to be laying eggs a lot this game. That is for sure. I was about to say, very interesting going just wetlands, but it's a migratory bird, so they can move it around where they need to. I think I'm gonna take advantage of this reroll, see if we can get a fruit rolled, go for the double play. It leaves me plenty of time to lay eggs. I'll have more cavity nests than my opponent, so I might be able to grab this round angle. So, once again, bird feeder, please, give us some fruit. There we go. Sometimes when you ask nicely, the bird feeder listens. So we'll double play the bluebird into the swift. But we really only need 4 cavity nests to win this. So we're actually gonna double play the bluebird into the cowbird. Maybe plop the swift, down in the wetlands to draw some more cards. Let's see if we play the Swift, honestly. I might just cycle it for a better card. I don't think the Star Nest is actually going to be that helpful. Just check one thing. Alright, folks. Bluebird is back on the menu. Let's get this played. I like how I said back on the menu without just like another thought in the world. The Freebirds. The Freebirds brain rot has truly infested my soul and mind. And I'd have it no other way. Cowbird's already paying off dividends. Invest in Cowbird. You heard it here first. I'd like to look at some more cards. I'll probably get a free Cowbird egg onto that turn before this round ends, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We're gonna trade this in for another card. It's worth cycling. Well, I have good news. I've received another card to cycle. Gray Gnatcatcher? Yeah, alright. I think it was about time Styles got their forest running. Now, folks, I hope you're ready for some high-octane gaming, because we're about to lay some eggs. Let's see. Slightly better. That's actually a lot of eggs in the wetlands. That's pretty good. I actually think that's worth playing. A lot of eggs in a ground nest is not going to be our strong suit, so we'll probably just punt on the round 3 goal. And maybe contest round 4. American Coot's a great start to that. So let's get some food so we can get this Coot out. And we got the seed. We got the sneed we need to feed. You heard it here first. Alright. Cool. Honestly, feel a lot better with that round win under our belts. I don't think you can win these 3-person games unless you clinch at least one of these. it's a lot of points to deny your opponent. So, feeling pretty good with that. Not a very exciting trait, although that is another big nest. I don't know. It's not terrible. Could set up a bunch of card draw, see what I get. We're looking for tucking powers. Yeah, so the coot is even better because of that. I'm thinking these next couple of turns will probably just be drawing a bunch of cards. Seeing if we get anything else good to either cap out this habitat. That's not bad. I'm trying to think if there are really any high point value birds that have tucking powers in the base set. I feel like I can't think of any off the top of my head. Europe introduced a lot more of those, which is nice, but in the base set, I feel like you don't get too many. And as a just reminder to myself, we'll check in on how we're doing on the rule of 5. I think if we manage to fill out these eggs, we're doing pretty good so far. I mean, Robin, we've scored. We've hit it on the Robin. We're on our way on the Wren. We've hit it on the Nuthatch. It's feeling pretty good. That tempts me. Maybe I'll draw that with the coot if nothing good comes from the deck. Well, love these because that's just instant rule of 5. Basically on either one of these. I like the Wilsons more. That's a better nest type. I'll pick up the Ibis. And look at Rando. Guys, is that the Torby? Is it Torby time? I'm thinking it might be Torby time. Truly, we have been blessed by the free birds on this momentous day. Thank you, Drifter. I truly try. I'm doing this one for Ribbit. I know that they would appreciate a good Torby play. And if you've ever seen one of these things in real life, they're actually kind of terrifying. Like, they're massive. There's a place that I like to go hiking near where I live that has turkeys that just hang out on the trail. And, you know, if a turkey gets on the trail, I just kind of, like, let it do its thing. I don't mess with it. Let's play the snipe. Yeah, we'll play the snipe and draw a few cards so we have some tucking fodder for laying eggs. Try to get the turkey out and probably just lay as many eggs as we can to try and bring this home. So I don't I don't think we're gonna win this round. This person has so many ground nest birds. They can just fill all those up. But hopefully, at least in the process of filling them up, we'll get some free eggs off our cowbird. But yeah, you see a tom turkey, you don't mess with it. Those things have spurs. They'll mess you up. So my partner is reading a book right now called The Genius of Birds. And apparently it just starts with an absolute treatise on why people who think birds are dumb are wrong, why they're wrong. And it just makes me wonder, like, how many people actually think birds are dumb? Like, I know, I guess bird brain exists as like an idiom, but was it really so important to like stick it to all the people out there in the world that think birds are dumb? Because I feel like most people know birds are awesome. I certainly think that. That's why we're out here playing Wingspan. Sandhill Crane's not bad. This is not happening though. All right, looking at what we have left here, I'd like to play the turkey into the forest so we could burn one of these cards to get enough food to maybe play the grackle too. That's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll do an egg lay turn though to at least max out the amount that we have in that nest type and start to fill up our wetlands. I think it's pretty unlikely that I'm gonna play that, so let's see what we get. Also pretty unlikely to play. Good turkey feeder too. Let's see if I get a crack at that. I've basically forced red to lay eggs. Yeah. So I'll take a free egg off of that. Well, we're having a good game. I'm feeling pretty good about this game. We haven't done great on our bonus card. Actually, that's not even true. We've done pretty well on our bonus card. I'm telling you, this card turned it all around. An early draw of a good card can really change the game. And the Robin is absolutely one of those cards. I think that's really why that early game card draft is so important. Like, making sure that you're starting with a good set of cards. Absolutely make a huge difference. I'm glad that they included that mechanic in the game. I feel like this game would be a lot less fun and a lot more frustrating if they just gave you a bunch of random cards to start with. Or at least didn't give you a way to mitigate that by turning cards in for food, the way that they do now. Okay, we are actually almost full up on eggs here, so I really should start spending these. We might even just play the Sandhill Crane, honestly. gonna start by playing the turkey. And freeing up some space on... we don't have quite enough, do we? Okay. Let's get some food. There we go. Yeah, we'll start by playing the turkey. And then we'll see. I mean, I don't think I'm actually going to be doing much egg laying this last round. Maybe like the last turn or two. Ooh, Golden Eagle. That's a great play. Good for them. And the chicken. Or the chimkin, as we call it. Alright, Styles is popping off a little bit here with some big point plays. We definitely respect that. We're gonna throw out a big point bird of our own. Just to show him that we still got it. The real question, if I gain food again, if I can get to a point where I can play the crane, I probably will. It'd be great to play the crane. Once again, just kind of a baffling choice here. I just really feel like the better arrangement of birds is the Towie into the goose, into the swallow in this habitat. Which... yeah, I'm all for unconventional strategies. I've played this game enough that I actually really like it when I see people do weird stuff and it works. But I feel like just that combination of the goose, the Towie, and the swallow is just... that's like a rock-solid Grasslands engine right there. Let's grab some food. I mean, if we can roll a bunch of seed, that would be great here. Ask and you shall receive. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna ditch that for that. This nuthatch is just, is extremely well cached for the winter. This nuthatch is gonna be living like absolute royalty as winter sets in. Yeah, we unfortunately don't have quite enough to play both of these. But we can get the crane out with a seed left over, lay eggs, and that feels like a pretty good capstone on what's been a pretty strong game. Bring this home. We'll save that seed. For folks who might not be as familiar, the Sandhill Crane lets you discard seed to tuck some extra cards behind the bird for some extra points. So just makes sense to save that. I'll go ahead and turn on that power automatically. That is one feature of BGA that I really like, that you can just set some things to automatically activate, because, like, when would you ever not take the free point, you know? That sort of thing. Ooh, I actually probably should have been more conscious of my egg management here, because I'm kind of maxed out on my cowbird nests, so I might miss a free point at the end here because of suboptimal nest management. Such is life. In classic Wingspan fashion, we're seeing a bunch of eggs at the end here. Can't say I'm surprised. Egg meta always quite strong in base game. One of these days, I'm hoping I can document a fun tucking build or forest build on one of these streams, because it is really fun when you can pull it off. But let's see how we did. Bird counter ended up being great. Sometimes you just gotta kind of hope. Bird feeder is such a tough bonus card. Getting 8 or more birds that eat seed, like, I know most of them do, but even just playing 8 birds is hard. At least in base game. Well, there you go. That, I think, is a real... Let's look at this again. I think that's a real showcase of the power of the American Robin, honestly. Like, getting that early, getting eggs while cycling cards, that allowed me to find a bunch of really good stuff. So, if you're playing Wingspan, especially base game, and you get that American Robin early in that grasslands habitat, that can be really strong. And I think that completely turned that game around for me. And we got a win! First game, I have won on stream, which is super exciting. So, we've been streaming for about, like an hour and a half now. I think I might have one more in me, but I'm just gonna step away for just a minute or two. And we'll join up and play again for a third game and see if we can make it a majority win day for the stream. So, hang tight, folks. I'll be back in just a minute. everyone, we're back. Hope everyone is enjoying the stream so far. We're just looking for another game to see. I'm feeling good after that last one. That went pretty well. See if I can get my groove back. I actually used to have a pretty decent elo in this, and just went on a pretty precipitous streak of losing games. I think I've been playing a lot of Oceania, so I just kind of forgot how to play base game. You gotta lean into those egg tactics. You really gotta watch those round angles, because a lot of what I play is like a 2-player match in Oceania. That's what my partner and I like to play a lot of. And it changes the game a lot, just in terms of the way you're thinking of round end goals, honestly, is like the biggest one. Because at least with 2 people, you can kind of just coast for a second place. And the first place doesn't matter quite as much in those round end goals. But with 3 people, it's pretty rough if you're consistently losing those. You're really ceding a lot of points. So you gotta pick your battles and really commit to 1 or 2 that you can do well on. And I think that was another reason that game went well. We staked our claim on that 3rd round end goal. Those cavity nests brought it home for us. And that really helped. All right, we found our game. Let's see what we're working with here. So, once again, a bull nest bird goal, or falconer goal. Falconer is really good. It's honestly one of those ones that I pretty much just always immediately pick, because you can play high point value falconer birds and do quite well. Let's get into full screen here. Looking at this, we're looking at eggs in ground nests, a bunch of different habitats, so the Vose Swift is not going to be bad at all for that. And what's in the tray? Good birds in the tray too. So the Brant can get us at least one of these good birds. So we're going to start with the Brant and the Vose Swift, and I think that's it. Because, I mean, the Black Vulture can be really good too. I think I'm actually going to pick this up. Situationally, this could be quite strong. It'll at least help us in that 2nd round as well. And it offsets the fact that I'm giving out an extra food by just being free. So we'll do that. And we'll keep what we need to play that Brant and or the Vose Swift. We'll just hope some predator birds show up, either in my opponent's habitats or in my habitats. It's gonna help me either way. I am honestly really hoping that Grasshopper Sparrow stays. That would be pretty big. Been forgetting to wish my opponents good luck, so I will remember to do that as well. Painted White Start, you simply can't argue with it. It's just good. It's just good. We'll play the Brant though and get a nice little scoop here. Of course, now 3 amazing cards show up. I was only half right. I think at this point... Oh man, yeah, I want these predator powers too. I should probably draw that Broadwing Hawk. If I can. We'll see. We're gonna pick this up. Normally, you gotta be pretty careful about burning too many turns on single card pickups, but this is just very much worth it, since we have Falconer. That bird Catbird, Grasshopper, Sparrow isn't the worst combination, but I don't have very big nests, so I don't think that is the way to go. I'm gonna go ahead and just get this vulture out. Yeah, it's not a bad tempo play, because I hate this feeder. I'm gonna hope that one of my opponents deals with this feeder, and if not, we'll burn a card to get a reroll. Keep our tempo up. I was recording a bunch of like software tutorials for some of my work today, and it does kind of feel like explaining a board game sometimes, honestly. Like, I think that's part of the reason I really enjoy explaining board games, because it's very much, and now we take this action, and now we do this, which leads to that. So, in other words, I've spent most of my day talking over things, which has been really fun. But I'm hoping I don't lose my voice. Y'all might be able to hear it a little bit starting to go. Ooh, we will take that rodent. We'll take that every day of the week, folks. We'll take that every day of the week. I feel like this cowbird isn't actually that amazing for me. Like bull nests. I don't know. Cowbird's just good though. I think I'd rather hold on to that than the bunting. We'll get that grasshopper sparrow out next. And that's a really good start, honestly, because we could do potentially pretty well in this first round and goal. We'll get the broad-winged hawk out after to get to that crucial 2-dice threshold here. We're cooking. We're cooking, folks. Definitely liking that grasshopper sparrow. I'd love it if we just got some free food off that osprey too. Not that we really need it, but it would be very nice. Looking at the tray, I can't say I'm wild about any of these still. I think I just need to start looking at more cards, if anything. So we'll lay some eggs, we'll get the hawk out, and then we'll start looking at cards kind of early next round. Time it to end this round with a lot of eggs so we can start burning those on double card draws. Hopefully pick up something good. Catbird could combo pretty well with the cowbird though. That's certainly worth considering actually. Catbird, cowbird, and grasshopper sparrow. Feeling like a decent core for this Grasslands engine. Maybe I actually just accelerate that. I think I've convinced myself that the catbird is the play. Well, there we go. There's another one. I'd actually almost prefer this one. It's cheaper. Even if it's worth a few less points. That's a massive woodcock play early on. I honestly don't feel like it's usually worth it to play those expensive birds this early. Because this is not going to help you build your engine. Yeah, you kind of want to plop those late in the game. yeah, we're gonna just... Well, no, we should lay eggs first, obviously. Oh, I got a free thing. Yeah. That actually feels pretty worth it. That way we can play a bird next turn. And still basically, unless they lay 3 on the burrowing owl. Or 2 on the white side, actually. Yeah, we should probably just hold on to these. Clinch this first round and goal. Oh, it's birds with. Oh, I need to get my eyes checked. Okay, so it doesn't actually matter that much, so we'll just play the hawk. I should set up a new stream goal. Cuddy gets a new pair of glasses. Oh, I apparently need them today. Fish Crow's good. Goodbye, Fish Crow. I hardly knew ya. And hello, American Crow. Fish Crow. So last season. American Crow? That's where it's at. I even had the fish, too. That's feeling like... Well, the Fish Crow's gone, so the fish doesn't matter. But I can use it to play this. That's feeling like a good pickup. Ooh, Bob White. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's Bob White time. People have been asking me, is it Bob White time? We're thinking it's Bob White time. Well, and there's our MVP, the Cali Quail. I truly wish this card was better. I would play it more. If it was just a little cheaper, it'd be excellent, because egg production in the forest is actually really good. Especially in expansion metas. Like... It's really strong, but base game, the tuning is just not quite there. I think it should be a little cheaper. I would knock one of the seeds off of its cost. We'll get the Vose Swift out this round to be a forest bird. For now, though, I'd like to just play this crow. Because that bird feeder is not very good. So we'll just get the crow out. And just collect the food we need from the crow. Once bird feeder shows up with some more seed or any of this other stuff, then we'll get that going. But yeah, I think we basically had the rest of our grasslands here. It's just going to be a matter of building towards it. Opponents are going for bonus cards. Definitely wouldn't mind a bonus card pickup if one shows up. Especially since, I mean, we're not going crazy on Falconer here. I think we'll just have to see. For now, lay some eggs. Convert one of those eggs into a seed. And just get one of those eggs right back. That is the law of equivalent exchange right there. Edward Elric would be proud. this point, we've got a good feeder to get this bob white out. That feels like we should take advantage of that. Do a little hunt. No dice. Literally no dice. It might actually be better to just get the Swift out. Keep competing on this round end goal. So probably take another food turn. If there's still an invertebrate there. Get the Swift out and then play the bob white after. Yeah. Parasitic bird. It's a smart play since folks are definitely gonna be laying a lot of eggs. Hawk does not hunt. I'm gonna set this to automatic. I see a lot of talk online, especially like in terms of house ruling this game, you know, saying the dice rolling powers are all really terrible and we should fix those. I feel like at least when you kind of take that rule of 5 into consideration and think about like how a card like this is balanced. I mean, it's single food cost 4-point card. It's probably only intended to be successful like once or twice. Like, I feel like these cards were tuned with good trade-offs and kind of a mediocre power. And so, like, not every card has to have a fantastic power to be useful. I mean, this card is great for me this game, even if it's this power, it's not going to do much for me. Once I started thinking a little bit more holistically about, like, the different attributes on the cards, and alright, Cuddy, you can monologue in just a second. Once I started thinking more holistically about the different like attributes on the cards, and oh my gosh, I completely lost my train of thought. I think what I was trying to say is it really just helped me play a little bit better, because I think at least when I was first learning this game, I was very hyper focused on like what has good when activated powers, when there's actually really a lot of different attributes on these cards that determine whether they're good or not. I mean, how many bonus cards they apply to? Do they apply to the good bonus cards like Falconer? You know, something like this Broad-Winged Hawk is probably better than you'd give it credit for despite its crappy power. Just because it's cheap, point effective, and counts towards good bonus cards. Being Large Bird Specialist, Falconer, Rodentologist, like, it's a good card. And I think if it had a strong power on top of that, it would probably be a little bit overtuned. So that's my card balance rant. I think considering cards a little bit more holistically helps you find ones that are actually pretty good that might not seem great at first brush. Some are just straight up terrible though. Please don't ooh, yes, we will be taking this fruit. Please do not take this as me saying all cards are equally good. They are not. The Crimson, or not the Crimson Chat, the Yellow-Breasted Chat exists, and I think that's probably the worst card in the game. It is just a absolutely abysmal card, and it's only gotten worse in the expansions too. I think it might, hey, there we go, we got the hunt. I think it might actually be the worst card in the game. So, you know, not everything's perfect, but some of these cards are a little better than we give it credit for. Hooded Merganser is another one where it's just like, this power just stinks. Like, especially in base game, what kind of good hunting powers really exist? But, you know, it's a fishery manager bird. It's a wetland scientist bird. Decent nest size. 5 points. It's not bad. That being said, you don't see me jumping out of my seat to play it. gonna be in pretty good shape if we can snag this round angle. I'm not 100% convinced it'll happen, but if we can do that, that will be a very strong lead for us. Because we're basically set on the engine we want to build for the rest of this game. There we go. That feels great. Northern Harrier is pretty tempting. I mean, that's tacking on the Falconer points. It's rule of 5 right there. Easy get. Looks like we might actually get a shot at picking it up too, which is exciting. Oh, Red-tailed Hawk is even better. Alright. Red-tailed Hawk and Roseate Spoonbill? Yeah, I think we're gonna pick these both up. We'll see what we can play. Because I should really... This is what I do sometimes, honestly. I get distracted by all the fun things that I can play. And I ignore the fact that I have an excellent set of options here in hand, and if I just build my engine and run my engine, I'll do well. So I promise you, good folks of the chat, I will not get too distracted. We will stick to our Bob White, Catbird, maybe the Cowbird, maybe. I'm thinking about pivoting away. I don't think we need it, honestly, with these draws. Promised, we will focus on playing our good cards. Starting with Bob White. Great. We'll get the Catbird out next, because we'll just lay eggs to get the invertebrate that we need. And maybe sneak few cheeky food turns in to get what we need for the Hawk and the Spoonbill. This is honestly where having a tuck and draw card here would be really useful. Just snipe some of these good cards out of the tray. Down because we want them in platform nests, so we'll focus laying on those. Got one the crow can consume, that's fine. We want to keep that seed. That is true, I will need to keep an eye on this. How big of a bull nest does this person have though? Not huge. Need an invertebrate to get that Catbird out. Crows may not be as busted as ravens, but they are still extremely good cards. No doubt. Crows are real freaking good, especially, I mean, the combo of extra egg production. If you have a way to offset that egg cost pretty easily, you can do a lot of good stuff. And it truly is just such a boon not to have to fight with the bird feeder so much. I think that is honestly the biggest Oh, Jaffles is an Oceania player. When I keep going into the bird feeder being like, yeah, I'm gonna get what I want. Someone has been playing with Nectar a little bit too much, perhaps. You gotta return to a little bit of that bird feeder cynicism. Get our cat bird out. At this point, we can gain food to get what we need for the spoonbill. And probably just lay eggs into the red-tailed hawk. I'm gonna run out of space for eggs, though, honestly. I should just keep playing birds. Maybe I pick up the harrier. I pick up the harrier. I'm gonna be able to burst eggs super aggressively. Just between the sparrow, the bobwhite, and the catbird. In fact, I think it's time for me to attempt to do some mental math. So 5 turns of laying, I'm gonna be producing, well, that's just gonna potentially max this out. But I'll be producing 6 eggs a turn. 6 times 5 is 35. Or is 30. Yeah, that's way more than I have capacity for. I got a college degree, folks. I can do basic multiplication, I promise. But yeah, no, we're gonna want to play more birds. I think we're gonna want to lay eggs maybe 3 times. So I'm gonna pick up this harrier. Even just free up some space here and drop him back. Nice to have been able to win this round end goal, but I don't think I need it to win the game at this point. I think I'm in a pretty strong position here going into our last round. What else have people built? I mean, Small Man's also got an excellent egg engine that they will probably use to play some birds. We'll see. It'll be a bit of a point race. But I'm at least contesting them for this round end goal. They've got 3 bonus cards, so we'll have 2 by the end of this. Perhaps I've been a little over cocky though. Oh. Oh. Yes. This is the way. We'll just move the Bow Swift in. Win. Easy as that. Knew there was a reason I played that card. Okay, so we need an invertebrate. Take this just in case. We don't have any tucking that we're gonna do anyway. Oh shoot, the Bow Swift is not a migratory bird. I always get this mixed up with the Chimney Swift. Rookie mistake here, folks. That's okay though. We can still make this work. We're gonna tuck that. And hey, the broad-winged hawk here, he's saying, it's cool. He's got my back. wondering if I should prioritize playing these over the spoonbill. I don't know. I already have the food for the spoonbill. We're gonna do it. Bonus cards are fun. Open for... I don't know. Large bird specialist? Let's see what we get. Food web expert will score, at least. Ecologist, we can get 6 points out of. Ecologist is feeling like the winner here. Play the red-tailed hawk down there. Lay eggs. I think that's gonna be how we bring this one home. Small man gonna do on this last one. That's 4 potential. I've got 6 potential plus more with one of these played. That's good. I should keep an eye on this player too. 6 potential. Okay. So it might end up tying. As long as I beat Small Man, I'll be feeling pretty good. Start by laying. Start filling these up. Or platform nests are maxed out. We'll play the red-tailed, and then I just don't think there's a world in which do anything else but lay eggs. It's an egg world out there. That's nice. So Ecologist was a good pickup. I am quite pleased with that. So there are many options to play or ways to play Wingspan. I mean, BGA is one of them. I really like this because it's fast. The players are usually pretty strong, but it is limited to that base game. So if folks are feeling like they would prefer to see some of the expansion content like Oceania, I'm definitely open to playing on those platforms. I just worry the games are going to move a little bit too slowly, just because if you play against other people, it gives you 5 minutes to take your turn every time. It's not even like this where it's kind of like a timer bank. And it just... honestly, it moves really slowly, and I would prefer to get more games in. I feel like I'd probably only get like 2 like games in on a single stream playing on the digital app. Versus this where we could get 3 done in like a 2-hour time block, which is pretty great. But you do get to see a higher variety of birds, which is nice. So if folks have a preference on what they'd like to see, feel free to sound off in the chat. I mean, I'm keeping an eye on it. I will probably play other tabletop content other than Wingspan. I just love Wingspan. So I am always down to unwind after work with a few games of this, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we move over to the digital app a little bit just to get some variety there. Because the egg cannon strategy is still awfully good in base game here, as the two games we've won demonstrate. Oyster Catcher is an interesting late game play. Wonder if they have the ground nest goal, maybe? I would have loved to have played this Ferruginous Hawk if it had showed up earlier. But that just... We've crunched the numbers, and eggs are in. Exciting egg gaming, folks. I know that's what you come here for. I will say there is a certain sense of satisfaction to just completely filling up your board with eggs, especially in the physical game. Getting some late game value out of the Vulture. If that had procced just a little bit earlier, we might have been able to squeeze out one of these other predatory birds. That would have been really strong. Alright. Snuck up on me with the eggs. Let's see. Small Man is looking like a strong foe. I'm very curious to see how he's done here. Very respectable 86. I think we can beat it. I think we can beat it. Yeah, that 6-point margin is going to be huge. There we go. 87. Honestly, amazing. I would not have... Well, let's talk about winning the game when we make sure I actually won this game. I've not been keeping an eye on green quite as much. Yeah, not quite as strong a game there, but that's totally fine. Wow, that's a good win. That's a strong opponent. And we're over the 300 mark. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. I definitely would not have won this game if I hadn't won this round end goal. I really well and truly believe you gotta compete on these if you want to have any shot at winning. Good game, Small Man. Good game, Snake. That was a lot of fun. That was a good board. That was tighter than I thought it was gonna be. How did Small Man catch up on me on this last one? Gallon Wool. Yeah, so we tied at 8 there. Alright, folks. Well, those were some excellent games of Wingspan. I'm really happy I stuck around to play that third one, because it feels really good to go out on a few wins, crack that 300 elo threshold. Like, I'm in the strong player category now for Wingspan, which is very exciting. So I think we're gonna about wrap up the stream there. 3 good games today. For folks who weren't joining around the beginning, just want to mention again, We are not going to be doing our normal stream these next 2 Sundays. I unfortunately just have conflicts. I'm going to be at a convention, and I just have a conflict this weekend. So I'm going to be trying to do some bonus streams to make up for it, so keep your eye out on Saturday, hoping to stream a playtest for a different game that I really enjoy. But know that we are at least going to be trying to stick to this Thursday time slot for the tabletop streams. So once again, for everyone who joined today, thank you so much. It was really fun hanging out with you